What's up, everyone? My name is Francis Henson, and this is the Cookhouse. Order up! Hey, this is Francis Henson. I'm a guitar player, musician, producer, singer, songwriter, teacher, all-around musician from Vancouver, British Columbia. I do a lot of my own music, and I play in two bands, Big Fuzz, at Big Fuzz Music on Instagram, and Harlequin Gold at Harlequin Gold on Instagram, and happy to be here. How did I get my start in music? Been playing guitar since I was 6. I played in ska and punk rock and pop punk bands all throughout high school. I went to university for jazz guitar. I have a lot of friends here in Vancouver playing a lot of different bands. Yeah, kind of all over the place. But I started when I was playing guitar at 6. That's a loaded question. I'll preface this by talking a little bit about my background, where I'm from. We share this. So I'm Filipino, and I moved to Canada when I was 13, back in 2010. And before I moved here, I lived in Kazakhstan for a few years. So I've kind of been, and my family did a lot of traveling growing up. So I was kind of all over the world, which is a very good thing to be, a very privileged and lucky thing to do, to travel. But as a result, I've found that my childhood I was being told a lot of different things, and I was growing up in a lot of different places, 3 different kinds of cultures. You go home, you're told one thing, you go to school, you're told another thing. And now that I'm older and I've had some time to process all of that, I've learned to pick what I can from each story. So Boy Pacific is called Boy Pacific because it's about my childhood growing up on the 2 countries straddling the 2 ends of the Pacific Ocean, Canada and the Philippines. Boy Pacific. And just talks about all my experiences, trying to make sense of all those different things that I had around me growing up. Yeah, that's Boy Pacific. It's a lot of lyrics. I used it in a lot of lyrics. At the time, I liked the ocean lyrically because there's a lot of things you can draw there, like waves, turbulence, blue, calm, storm, sailing, all of those different things. And again, it ties so perfectly with the whole Boy Pacific thing. And I feel that the 2 songs maybe 3 songs, that theme sings the most strongly is Marigold, which I believe is track number 3, I want to say. Songbird, which is track number 11 or 10, one of those. And Drop of Ocean Water, which is 10 or 11, one of those. So those 3 songs I feel like have the most potent aquatic, nautical themes in their lyrics. So if anyone knows me, they'll know that I'm such a different person back then. And I'm such a different person than when I released Boy Pacific, which wasn't even that long ago. It was just under a year ago. I would say I'm a lot more open of a person now. I dance a lot more than I used to. I used to be very self-conscious. I talk a lot more than I used to. I smile a lot more than I used to. And those are all good things, I think. And I feel like that informs and seeps into the art a little bit more. So with the music that I'm playing with these new bands that I'm in, and some of the new songs that I'm writing with these bands, I feel like it reflects greatly on this new creative journey. So I dance a lot more. Who wouldn't want that? I would say it started in August of 2019. And there were some big life things that happened in that month. I experienced pretty big breakup with my partner, who is now my fiance, and turns out that breakup was the catalyst that I needed to kind of get my shit together and kind of figure some stuff out. And now we're getting married, October 2022, and you're all invited. But that was I would say the start of it, because up until that point, 2017, making my first album, to 2019, it was about 2.5 years. I didn't realize the shell I was living under, the rock I was living under. And looking back now, I'm able to kind of take a bird's eye view of it and realize that it was unnecessarily heavy and unnecessarily dark and lonely, and it didn't need to be. All I needed to do was say yes, basically, to letting people in. And since then, 2019 onwards, I've made a lot of changes. I've started spending more time with my family and my friends, with my partner. Started spending more time with myself. Therapy was a big player in that journey too, and started writing music again for different reasons, and I think better reasons, more healthier reasons. And I found that songs that I wrote from 2017 to 2019, I felt like I had to force out, or that I had to try so hard to will them into existence. And now I'm finding that if you surround yourself with the right people and the right atmosphere, it's like catching green lights. You just catch one and the next one and the next one and the next one, and you don't have to try so hard for nice things. It can be that easy if you let it. I know that's a naive statement, but that's what I've found for the past 2 years. So, I mean, I think the hope of any artist is for people to see themselves in our work, and there's a lot of themes in that album, and if anyone can see themselves in any of those themes or in any of those songs, that's a great thing. I would consider that a success. Probably a few. So this was released at the end of last year, at the end of 2020, and of course I wasn't able to do any shows of it, but I've gotten a few messages online, just saying the videos look great, website looked great. I think most people's favorite song was Roller Nights, which was, I want to say, track 4. You're the expert here. Oh shit. Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, Roller Nights is probably the one that people responded to the most. And I will say this is the first time I've ever sang this. Roller Nights is about August 2019, about that breakup. And I would spend nights driving around town because it helped me think. And roller, because you're rolling on wheels. And I drive a Corolla. in the culture that my parents grew up in, that our parents grew up in, of course, following the arts was not a viable option. So I found that what helped me and my parents get on the same page, and for them to be supportive, which they're very, very, very supportive now, was we slowly started to find out together that there are a lot of jobs in music that people don't really think about or know about. They are harder to find sometimes, of course, but they do exist. And I feel like for people who are not familiar with the industry, it may seem like it's either you're famous, absolutely famous, or nothing. But what we didn't realize was there are a ton of jobs in between, and the industry is so huge. There's so many different places to work, things to do. You just have to seek them out. It's a career filled with lots of sharks. But if you are smart, and if you are level-headed and business-minded, you should do just fine. So that's on the money side, the business side. But I did find that one of the things my dad always told me was, no matter what you do, if it's music or anything else, just make sure that you can provide for yourself and provide for your loved ones. And anything after that is a luxury. And I think that's very simply, beautifully put. So I kind of carry that with me with music. And I work hard. I like what I do, but I try not to take anything too seriously now. I have food. I took a shower this morning. These are clean clothes, and I have money in the bank. And you still have to work hard, though. Yeah, I feel like you have to work harder as a self-employed person, because if you take your foot off the gas, the money stops. So. Podcast. You learn a lot more. Drive through, because you can listen to music in your car. Avengers. No answer needed there. Bar soap. But shower gel when you're traveling. The British Columbia in me says mountains, but the Filipino in me says beaches. So I'm gonna go with, because I'm gonna say beaches today. Martin. 100% Martin. I have one. I'm a big fan of Martins. And I find that with the style of music that I like, which is a lot of folk and country, the dry sound is something I much more prefer. So that's when I think of dry sounds, I think of Martins. Bob Dylan played a Martin. Yeah, I just love Martins. Taylors are great. I just vibe more with Martins. Justin Timberlake. NSYNC, baby. All the way. PlayStation only because I have one and I've never had an Xbox. Ooh. Drive-in theater. Drive-in theater in this, unless it's winter. And you can sneak in your own booze. Signed to a major label. If you find the right people, the right manager and team. Roller. Neither, but roller coaster. I have the worst fear of heights. It's ridiculous. Football. With feet. Hey, this is Francis Henson. Thanks so much for listening. This is the Cookhouse. Thank you to Santoku Media and Christian for hosting me, having me on. This has been a blast. You can follow me on @Francis Henson. I also play in 2 bands, which I think you should definitely follow, @Big Fuzz Music and @Harlequin Gold. Lots of exciting stuff happening on those 2 bands. Big Fuzz sounds a lot like the White Stripes, and I do a lot of screaming in that one. And Harlequin Gold is a band full of sweethearts, and I love them dearly. You would love them as well. So those 2 bands, I have lots of music in the works right now. Yeah, I got lots of music in the works right now. I don't know what else to say. I'm in the middle of a really big rebranding of myself and my music. So please come follow the journey. I am on Spotify and Apple Music and all other streaming platforms. So go stream it up. And if you're ever in Vancouver, I will have a show here. And I'll see you on tour.